All right, what's happening, everybody? What's good? Let me see what we got going on. Of course, we're going to open up the phone lines, as you can see here. I'll go ahead and leave that up there for those of y'all who want to call in. I'm going to, answer a few questions in the chat first, just to let you know this is just all 22 footage from that Commanders-Cowboys game where Sam Howell did what he did to the Cowboys. So we'll just have that playing today. We'll probably have that playing most weekends. Like I said, I'm going to try to live stream every Sunday if I can. And this will probably be what's on the screen on every Sunday. But what's good, man? We got Yoshi first. What's good? What's good, Rodrigo? What's good, Webbo, King Shine, Hey 10, Rich, Hawk TV, JP6, Carl Mitchell. What's good, everybody? Finkel was good. My boy John Lynch, Outlaw King. What's happening, everybody? Let me answer some questions before we start to get to the calls. I mean, nobody's called in yet anyway, so I guess we're good. But let me go ahead and start getting to some of the questions. What's good? Let me make sure. What we doing come draft time? I don't know. It depends on what we do in free agency. If we don't get O-line in free agency, I'm pretty sure we're going to go O-line heavy and early in the draft. But I don't think they're going to allow themselves to go through free agency without doing anything. We'll see. But don't be surprised if we get my boy Broderick Jones from Georgia. Do not be surprised about that at all. Respect the host, respect the platform, respect yourself. Appreciate that. I'm going to pin that. My boy Hawk. Appreciate that. Even though we never really had problems with that, but I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? What is a dream scenario for free agency? I still actually haven't sat down and really figured that out. The only thing I've looked at free agency for is offensive line, just like my video I just put out right before I live streamed. I did a whole breakdown of all of the guys we can get, all of the top offensive line we can get in free agency and the draft. And then, of course, in the beginning of the video, I explained why we need it. Look at the stats and everything about how bad our offensive line was and how unhealthy it was last year as well. Because there's a crazy stat Pro Football Focus brought up about how unhealthy our offensive line was. We had to have been the unhealthiest offensive line doing it. That was crazy. But I haven't checked out everything else in free agency yet. I've only looked at offensive line. So I'm going to need to look at like linebacker, corner, all of that type of stuff. I already know what's going on with quarterback. I'm good. If you're not drafting a guy, just go ahead and go with Sam Howell 2023 in my opinion. And I highly doubt we trade up for a guy, and I don't want to waste a pick on like a Will Levis when you can use that pick to get Broderick Jones or at tackle, or Paris Johnson Jr. at tackle if you prefer him from Ohio State, or like a Joey Porter at corner. If you're not going to trade up for like a Stroud or a Bryce Young, don't even bother, honestly, in my opinion. You might as well just go ahead and build around Sam Howell. Because my honest opinion, even if Sam Howell doesn't work out, if Sam Howell for some reason doesn't work out, even after you give him a great offensive line, we already have great receivers. I love our running backs. We got to figure out tight end. But I think if you prioritize offensive line like Rivera and Martin Mayhew reportedly have said, where they're going to attack it in free agency and or draft heavily, if Sam Howell doesn't work out, that means that worst case scenario, you're in position to draft your next quarterback, Caleb Williams, Drake May, Quinn Ewers, whoever. And then now there's the offensive line, the receivers, and everything they need for him already there. You're adding them to a team that already has a good O-line. So I just feel like you really can't go wrong with that strategy, because 2023 might get a little ugly anyway, just with it potentially being Rivera's last year. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets fired mid-year after a new owner buys the team and all of that type of stuff. So it's going to be a chaotic year. It's going to be some offensive coordinator's first time being the offensive coordinator with this group of guys, the Washington Commanders, all of that. So things can get really ugly. But if we just, go hard on building the offensive line and making this a very QB friendly team, whether it's Sam Howell that gets the benefit from it, or the next quarterback with the new owner, they probably bring in a new head coach and then they draft their guy in the 2024 draft. We'll see. Look, actually, I've been awake since like 10 a.m. I hope I don't look like I just woke up. My boy Chief Beef, what's good? First of all, love the name. That's hilarious. What's good, man? Appreciate the donation. It's Rico from RicoScores. What's happening? What's happening? I don't say yo, do I? Do I say yo? I don't think I say yo. I think I say what's happening. What's good, French Montana? What's good? What's good? Appreciate the donation as well. That's 2 donations already, man. I appreciate that. Wasn't even expecting that. My boy, what up, fam? Salute, bruh. About to call. What's good, man? What's good, everybody? Appreciate the donation. When's your next mock draft? I want to get one out this week. Love how deep the corner class is, but I'll still take a guy at number 1. That's kind of how I feel, too. It's a lot of really good corners, but at the same time, I prefer to go and get one of the top guys if we can. What's good, June? I already knew that was you with the 49ers logo and Lionel. I don't know too many other people like that. I would have assumed it was you. But what's good, man? Shouts out to the Niners. Y'all are my pick to make the Super Bowl. Y'all are the hottest team. Y'all started 3-4, haven't lost a game since, and Brock Purdy is doing his thing. Kyle Shanahan is probably in the deepest of bags he's ever been in his career, and that's crazy to say because he's been in this bag a few times, but I think this year is like really that year. He got something going. AFC is more of a toss-up. I feel like it's a gauntlet over there. We talked about this on the mega stream with Rio and Louis T and Ed Oliver and all of us, but my prediction is the 49ers definitely from the NFC, and I'm thinking I'm going Chiefs on the AFC, but I'm more sure about the 49ers on the NFC side than I am the Chiefs on the AFC side. I'm not gonna lie. So shouts out to your 49ers, man. Y'all, hey, I don't know what y'all got going on in Brock Purdy, but y'all figure something out. Jalen Phillips is a beast. What we gonna do with Payne? I'm assuming we're gonna pay him. Because I'm thinking at most he's probably going to want his $20 million per year, especially if we jump out and sign him first. Because like I did in one of my previous videos where I talked about the fact that Daron Payne, when I did my All-Pro video talking about Jeremy Reeves making the All-Pro, I talked about the fact that Daron Payne and a lot of the guys who got All-Pro votes this season for the All-Pro teams and everything from the AP team, a lot of those guys' contracts are either up this free agency period or they're in their last year of their contract going into the 2023 season. So there's going to be a lot of really good defensive tackles that need to get paid. I feel like if the Commanders go ahead and jump in front of that and get their guy out of the way before everybody else starts doing it and the price starts going up and skyrocketing, kind of like how we did with Terry McLaurin where we waited so long, we ended up paying him probably more than we needed to. Even though I'm glad that we got the Terry McLaurin deal done, I'm glad that we paid played him when we played him. I'm just happy to have him long term. But I feel like we really, like Daron Payne, even worse than the Terry McLaurin situation, we got to be first. We got to make sure we're, like, at the very least, one of the first 3 people to pay a top defensive tackle. Do not let Daron Payne hit free agency for too long, because that price is going to go up and up and up. It might end up being like $25 million a year or something crazy. So do not let it get like that, please. Go ahead and pay him early. I mean, the first day of free agency, go ahead and knock that out. And yeah, Rich, I saw that. I see what you sent me. I see that. I see that. And I see the Cliff Kingsbury thing too. That's really interesting as well. Rico, what about, yeah, Wentz is gone, so we're gonna save a lot. That's the point I was about to get to too. So pay Daron Payne as soon as possible. We should definitely have Daron Payne money, because when you release Carson Wentz, that's an additional $26 million of cap space just for 2023 alone. Give Daron Payne 20 of that, use the other $6 million for something else. Maybe go ahead and pay Kamren Curl or Cole Holcomb long term, you know what I'm saying? And then we already have quite a bit of cap space even before you release Carson Wentz. So I think we're going into this offseason very well equipped to get some major upgrades for the team. My boy Carl Mitchell with the donation is ready. We already have 3 donations, and we just started less than 10 minutes ago. I really appreciate y'all, man. Make sure y'all also like up the stream while we're here as well, and make sure you call in. Let me make sure the call-in number is the same, because this could be my fault why nobody's in here. Let me see. How do I check the call-in number? Where's the info? Let's see. Where's the call-in info? Because maybe it's me. Attendees chat. Preferences. Where's the number at? I'm trying to see what the number is. 42. No, that is the number. Yeah, and that's the access code, so we're good. All right, so everything's in line. Everything's in order. Uh-oh, what's going on in the Bills game? Oh, it's there. Okay, bet. What's going on in the Bills game? What's going on? What's happening? I got it up. Oh, no, he did not just throw an interception. Jalen Phillips has 8 pass rush wins today, a season high. Golly. Okay, we got a 404 number up first. We got somebody from Georgia, from the Atlanta area. Let me go ahead and bring you into the show. Go ahead. Good. Let me go ahead and get that correct. All right, yeah, I think we're good. All right, what's good, 404? Who's this?
Hey, what's good, bro? This Fresh Montana, you hear me?
Oh, what's happening, man? What's good? I'm gonna save you.
Yeah, I told you I was moving down to the A. You know what I mean? I was out in Forest Park, but then I just moved out to motherfucking North Burkhead, Sandy Springs area.
Oh, okay, you over there? Okay, up northish a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so check this shit out, man. So look, I don't know how much time I got, so I'm gonna try to be fast.
I bet.
First of all, salute to you. Appreciate what you be doing, bro. You know
Appreciate that, of course, man.
I'm always tuned in. You be keeping me up while I'm out this bitch. You hear me?
Appreciate it.
So, no doubt. So last draft, I used to always tell my shorty I wanted us to draft either Sam Howell or Malik Willis the whole off season. You feel me? So when we got Sam Howell, I was amped. I was like, shit, we
especially
in
the
there,
field. Got him for free.
Now, so now I'm thinking what they should do is they need to go ahead with that 2 to run foolishness. They need to let that go. You know what I'm saying? They need to get an offensive coordinator that's young and innovative. You feel what I'm saying?
Agreed.
They don't need to go out to no veterans. They need to get offensive linemen. I think like 2 offensive linemen, a cornerback and a linebacker, and just roll with Sam Howell. I can guarantee shit be a success, bro. Excuse my language.
Nah, you good. You good. We chilling. Sunday off-season stream, we chilling, man. Y'all got it.
What you think about that, though? Get an offensive coordinator, 2 offensive linemen, cornerback, linebacker, and roll with Sam Howell. What you think?
I think that's the best you can do. My only problem is how we gonna do it. Like, if we can, I just did a video breaking down offensive line. There's a lot of options out there. I think we also are a little bit lucky because we have guys that can kind of play multiple positions. So if you want to go get a center, then you can have Wes Schweitzer as a backup guard if you want to. If you want to go get a tackle, you have Wes Schweitzer that can play center if you need to. I would prefer to go get both. But Samuel Cosme, I prefer him at guard, but they like him at tackle. So it just depends on where can we get the best player. If we can get the best player at right tackle, then we'll figure out left tackle and center after that. If we can get the best player at left tackle, we'll figure out center and right tackle after that. So we're kind of lucky in that way, but I agree. I mean, I'm either go tackle first round or corner. I'm either Joey Porter or Broderick Jones first round, and just give Sam Howell the keys this year. In my opinion, just let him have it. If he doesn't work out, then you're in the position to get a new quarterback. At least you're in decent position to get one, better than where we are now.
No doubt. I agree, right? As far as offensive lineman, I think we should the three middle pieces would need to be changed, bro. The two guards in the center, they need to upgrade that with some younger players. And goddamn, we got way too many weapons for them to be doing that 2-to-1 ratio. You feel me? You got a Monty Rogers and Cole Turner that they don't even utilize. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo,
there's no reason you pay Terry.
I'm of the time.
Oh, appreciate that.
I'll listen to if you got to stay off the air, bro.
All right, bet, man. My boy Fresh Montana, man. Appreciate that big time. Definitely make sure you call back. I'm going to try to do these every weekend. And just to add to what you were saying, Fresh, there's that 2-to-1 ratio thing. I think they were just pretty much bluffing. Like, I'm assuming they were just saying that. I don't know why they were saying it out loud, because I don't know who they think they're fooling at this point in the 2023 NFL season coming up. Nobody believes you're really trying to run it 2-to-1. I can understand balance, but even then, I would prefer to throw it more than not run, even as much as I love Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson. It's a passing league. But to your point also, we didn't pay Terry McLaurin all of that money and then draft Jahan Dotson in the first round for you to run a 2-to-1 run pass ratio. I mean, that is such a clear lie. Like, I don't know why they said that out loud in the press conference multiple times in different ways, but when you give Terry McLaurin all of that money and go receiver in the first round, when receiver technically wasn't even your real biggest need in the offseason, I felt like the same needs we have now. Cornerback, linebacker, and offensive line, honestly, should have been our biggest priorities. I really wanted Kyle Hamilton. But that I feel like the same needs we had last year, the needs we have now, and they went wide receiver in the first round, which I disagree with, but Jahan Dotson is that guy. He looks like he was completely worth it, but yeah, it was just, that was never going to work anyway. To go 2-to-1 run pass ratio and you just paid Terry McLaurin all that money and drafted Jahan in the first round. Nobody believes you. Let me go ahead and go to the next, and appreciate that again, Fresh. Let me go ahead and go to the next caller. We got my boy Merle up next. How you doing over there, Merle?
What's going on, Rico?
Yes, sir. What's good? What's good? Yes, sir.
Oh, nothing much, man. Man, you talking about some off-season as well. First of all, you got to get yourself an offensive coordinator. What it's looking like, it's probably going to be Pat Shermer.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I think whoever takes the offensive coordinator job, they're probably going to tell Ron, look, I want my own people under me. That means you're going to get rid of the quarterback coach, wide receiver coach, running back coach, offensive line center. They're going to want their own people because they want continuity. They also going to probably bring in like a backup quarterback to challenge Sam Howell. Sam Howell could be QB1, but with Pat Shermer, he'll probably try to get Ron to get somebody like a Brett Rippin off the Broncos, somebody he coached.
Yep.
Last coach.
I can see that.
Because Ron likes those type of assistant coaches where people in the NFL don't really want for a head coach or any other position. You can keep the continuity. That's why I'm thinking Pat Sherman's going to be the offensive coordinator. As far as players go, we know we're cutting Wentz. I'm cutting Logan Thomas. I'm not re-signing Cole Holcomb. Daron Payne's top priority, re-signing him. Extending Kamren Curl. And what people not talking about, we need to extend Antonio Gibson too. That's a rare talent. You don't let him walk out of the building. I'm extending him. Free agent pickups, I'm looking at a guy maybe like a Nick Davis from Tennessee. He's 26 years old, a guard. He's a road grader. Like you said, they like Sam Cosmi at tackle. We can put him at one of the guard positions.
I agree.
And have Chris Paul at the other guard position. Center, I guess we're going to stick with Chase Roulier, but you got to get somebody to back him up or somebody to draft. I'm looking at the kid from Michigan. He's big, a road grader. Or even the kid from TCU that played in the national championship. He's like 6'4", 330. He really moves. He's good, athletic, and is really strong in the upper body. Linebacker, I'm looking at maybe picking up a guy like who's played today, Buffalo, Tremaine Edmonds. They run a similar system to Jack Del Rio.
Yeah.
And he fits the system. We need to start getting free agents that don't fit the system or just because they have a name behind them. That's what they really need.
The William Jacksons of the world. Yeah. Stop trying to fit
Right.
a square peg into a round hole.
Right. Draft-wise, I don't see Joey Porter getting out of the top 15. I think our rank right now is like number 16 so far. So I don't see him getting out of the top 15 with all the buzz he's going to get. I like Kelly Ringo, but that's a little high, 16 to draft him. He's not as physical as the other corners.
And
Hopefully
polished.
Somebody like
Man, Keely
somebody
Ringo is
like Cam
inconsistent.
Smith or Christian Gonzalez drops to us.
Yeah.
But I really don't see Joey Porter doing it. He's certainly not getting past the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, nah.
When they, you know he's not going past there, but I'm hoping we can do that. I mean, actually, I wouldn't mind resigning Taylor Heinicke, to be honest. The Pat Sherman's offense, if you know it, is a lot of dig routes, a lot of crossing routes, not a lot of deep routes. It's more of a traditional West Coast offense with a running game. That's why I'm saying Pat Sherman will be the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as new ownership, I know they tried to find a minority owner. They're making a priority, NFL is. If Dan sells the team, to sell it to a minority owner. But so far, bad news for a lot of us Washington fans. A lot of these owners don't want to keep the team in the DMV. They want to move it. I know of at least 3 owners that actually want to move the team back into Massachusetts. So like maybe the owner, like 2 owners right now that's totally committed to keeping the team in Washington. But neither one of them are a minority. But the rest of the team, the rest of the owners right now that's purchasing this team, they're not committed to keeping the team in the DMV. One, I know confirmed wants to move the team to Oklahoma. Like I said, there's 2 other ownership groups. John Herring, in particular, who owns the Red Sox. He's made it perfectly clear he's not keeping the team in the DMV if he buys the team. He's moving it back to Massachusetts. Back into Boston, to be exact.
That's disgusting.
So, you just need to be one of these things. Be careful what you wish for. I know you want Dan gone, but it might also mean the team is gone.
That is disgusting. I know everybody
talks about where they're not going anywhere. The DMV has so much money. It doesn't matter to these people. They don't live in the DMV. They don't care. All they care about is the bottom line and where they can make the most money.
That's a good point. Yeah, that is how they feel about it. But I appreciate that, Merle. We got a few more callers up, so I'm going to go ahead and go to them. Appreciate that, man.
No problem, man. Have a good one.
You too, man. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir, my boy Merle. Yes, sir. That is I couldn't imagine them taking the Commanders back out of it. That would be crazy. But I have heard that, though, even before Merle just said it. So I definitely believe it, but they better not. I know we better not allow somebody to buy it that would do that because, first of all, even just like market-wise, DC is a top 5 market, even though it's kind of like quiet as kept as it is. Like, the DC market has to be one of the top 5 in America, right? So I feel like you would lose money moving, but then again, if they know stuff better than I do, so maybe they know something I don't. But I feel like DC has a really big market that if we were to leave, somebody would be begging to move there. I feel like at the end of the day. Let me go ahead and bring the next caller in. We got my boy Hawk. How you doing over there, Hawk?
Man, pretty good, man. How about yourself, man?
What's good, man? I'm chilling, cool, and watching some playoff football right now.
Man, I hear that, man. You know, a street scores, man. Rico, man, you one of the best to ever do it, man. Thank you so much for opening up the panel, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Appreciate that, man.
You know what I'm saying? And look, real quick, to everybody that's on the stream, man, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for this young man, man.
Sir.
This dude is doing it, man. You know what I'm saying? He's doing it. Make sure y'all hit that like button. But Rico, I'm going to tell you something, man. Because I saw somebody in the chat mention the Jaguars game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like this, bro. Like, it's amazing how Coach Peterson, bro, he was out of football. Now I get it that he won the Super Bowl, but this man was out of football went to a situation that, you know what I'm saying, you know, in Jacksonville, you know, they went ahead, revamped after having a losing season under who? Urban Meyer? You know what I'm saying? He followed up Urban Meyer, son. He followed up Urban Meyer and now has coached his team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, he's coached the Jacksonville Jaguars into the playoffs. I'm gonna tell you something. You know what, that right there, as a Washington fan, that grinds my gears, bro. because your man said it took 5 years. It does not take 5 years, Rico.
Great point. It doesn't.
It don't, bro. It don't. I mean, you know, in order to build a winning culture, it takes whatever time and whatever effort is necessary in order for you to go ahead and build that winning program, man. And I mean, and we've seen it time and time after again. Coach Peterson, who wasn't even on he was not coaching football anywhere. Man gets the head coach job. You know what I'm saying? Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yep. I mean, it's terrible, but you know, but I digress. You know, the coach of the I was call them San Diego Chargers, but the LA Chargers, man, bro, you know what, man? He'd have hit a an Atlanta Falcons move, man. I'm sorry to say that, Atlanta Falcons fans, but
please pile it on. Please.
I mean, yo, they were, bro, like they was up 27-0. 27-0.
Yeah, I literally turned the game off. I am guilty of turning that game off.
And I did too. And then I woke up, I was like, what? I'm like, what is going on ESPN? Why are y'all showing Trevor Lawrence's face? And I'm like, what? Y'all lost? Oh my God. Crazy. And again, shame on Coach Rivera. You know what I'm saying? Because again, you told the people, Rivera, you told the people that it takes 5 years to build a winning culture. And guess what? You know what I'm saying? He's look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. But you know what though? Aside from that, man, you know, moving forward, man, I hope that we get a you know, offensive coordinator, an OC that's able to go ahead and come in. You know what I'm saying? You know, just you know, revamp the offense. You know what I'm saying? You know, to go ahead and take advantage. Of our skill position players.
Please
help Sam Howell. Help Sam Howell to man. Hey, look, help Sam Howell to look like Brock Purdy, bro. 40-something points against the Seahawks in the playoffs, bro. help Sam Howell to look like Brock Purdy, man. And last but not least, man. Your boy, man, Chase Young. Because you know if everybody that's listening. Shout out to my guy Tone from the Protest.
Oh yeah, shouts out to him. We do an anime show together on Wednesdays.
Hey, look, I was just about to say that, man. Hey, look, Tone said it. Tone said it, and I think he may be right. But I'm gonna just say this, bro. Chase Young got to go ahead and step it up because I looked at the sack numbers for your boy Bosa. Let me tell you something. Last year, he had 15 and a half, I think, like that, sacks. This year, 18 and a half. And his rookie season, he had more sacks in his rookie season than Chase did in his rookie season. And I believe his second season, he was hurt. So I said it to say this. Chase, you came back from injury. Thank you so much, you know what I'm saying, for coming back. You know what I'm saying, as a fan of this team. But if he's not up there with, like, 18 sacks, no. If he's not up there with 15, I'll say 15, 16 sacks. Bro, I mean, I don't know, man. He might not be it, man. He might not be it. But you know what? He came, he came off an injury. He's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Healthy all season. You know what I'm saying? Pray does he that he doesn't have any freak injuries and things like that. So that you know, man, when next season comes around, hey, man, that man's full throttle, man. That's all I got to say, bro.
I bet. My boy Hawk, man, appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Rico.
You good?
My man, Caveman Terror. To my man, Caveman Terror. I'm not saying to let him go. I'm just saying he might not be who we thought he was. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. In the chat. I'm just saying Chase might not be who we thought he was. That's all I'm saying.
All right. My boy Hawk, man, appreciate that. Make sure you call back next weekend as well, too, if you can.
Man, no doubt, man, for sure.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Yes, sir. And to the point of Chase Young, I think his main problem is just everything Nick Bosa is best at. That's what Chase Young struggles with. If Chase Young could just get some of the hand movement, pass rush plans, counters, which is the thing we were saying when he was coming out of the draft as well. He has all of the athleticism. He has the athleticism to be better than both the Bosa brothers. But if he can't learn how to use his hands better, it's not gonna matter. And he's just got to do that. Now, when he came back, he played pretty well. And at the very least, Chase Young and Montez Sweat are an elite run-stopping, edge-setting edge duo in the NFL, like one of the best. So at the very least, as a floor, you have two really good run stoppers on the edge, but we expect more out of them, and I do expect Chase Young to go out there and at least get double-digit sacks this upcoming season with him having a fully healthy offseason. He just needs to work on all of the technique stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he was doing the whole time he was rehabbing, but like I said, he needs to get the little Ip Man, little wooden thing where he just do this all day. I don't know what he got to learn. Somebody need to get him into some type of karate or something, because that's literally all it is. And then also I thought it was hilarious because Hawk said we need somebody to get Sam Howell to look like Brock Purdy, a sentence that nobody said a year ago. I'm pretty sure Brock Purdy didn't even think that way, but it's just a crazy what a year in football can do. That's why we watch the sport. That's why we love the sport, because it's the most unpredictable thing doing it. Let me bring on the next caller. We got my boy Argo. How you doing over there, Argo?
Yo. What's up? How you doing?
What's good? Voice got a little bit deeper, a tidbit, like 3% deeper. I see my boy. What's good, Argo?
All right. Lord, so how am I going to get you canceled today?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. Okay. There's a reason I love Chase Young. There's a reason I love Montez Sweat. And I love Sam Howell. And I love Sam Reyes. There's a reason. Athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
There is a reason I draft athleticism in everything. Because if you can't teach athleticism.
Can't.
That's why, because you can teach IQ, you can teach how to read a defense, you can teach all that. That's why if Tom Brady were today's draft, I would be high on him. I would not be high on him. Even if we do all the hindsight, he's probably gonna be the smartest player in NFL history. I would get rid of him. I would not draft him because I would rather take someone with LeBron athleticism, with the IQ of Russell Westbrook.
Why you gotta hate on my boy though? Why? How he get involved in today's stream?
I have to get an example. He got killed.
He was chilling.
I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't wake up today and expect to talk about Westbrook on the stream. Why you do my boy like that?
You can have Beetlejuice IQ, but you have LeBron athleticism. Like I would love it. I would be like, I do not care. Get somebody. Get somebody. Bring someone in the building to teach that man.
We do pay coaches millions of dollars, and that's why I kind of hate going with the high floor guys all the time. I understand going Jahan Dotson. I understand going Brian Robinson because they worked out very well as well. But, like, what are we paying coaches millions of dollars for if they can't make somebody better? And so I agree. I'm not all the way with you as far as you are, but I do like going athleticism when we can because, I mean, what are we paying these guys millions of dollars for if they need guys that already come into the NFL ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, because worst comes to worst, you get some short-ass wide receiver that's fast as shit. He can't figure it out at wide receiver. Just turn him into like a passing running back. It's not that send him out on screen. Keep him as like the Antonio Gibson role we kind of have him in now.
Yeah.
You know, someone to help stretch out everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way I would use Antonio Gibson would be keep him in 5. If we use 5 wide, use him. But B-Rob would be a nice way to, throw him off a little bit if he was. I mean, he's a good passing backup, but, he isn't him. He's not like your Alvin Kamara.
It's actually crazy because they're both from Atlanta too. Antonio Gibson's more athletic. I just feel like Scott Turner didn't utilize him perfectly enough. And of course, he was a little banged up, which he kind of is always every season. He just seems to be something wrong with a foot or an ankle or something. So, but I think Gibson has it in him if like somebody like a Pat Shurmur can take him and get the most out of him. I feel like Curtis Samuel and Antonio Gibson were underutilized dramatically this past season.
Yeah. I mean, we could be. Our defense is already elite. If we can. Oh my God! Is he alive?
He talking about the Dolphins.
Sorry,
Bills.
I'm watching the Bills Dolphins game, and Matt Milano just killed Skylar Thompson.
He looks good to go. It looked like he's still out there chilling, but yeah, that looked bad.
Oh. Lord.
Sure. But all right, man. Appreciate.
All right,
what you about to say?
Go ahead. Yeah. No, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just about to say you appreciate it and everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like why I watch football. I love the hard hits.
That's why you
I
here.
love watching grown men not forget how to spell the word I. I love watching it. That's why I watch the sport. Brain damage. Something I've sustained a lot of.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. Appreciate that, Argo. Man, appreciate that. Definitely call back next week as well. I should be live streaming next week, and we're gonna talk about more of the same stuff. Hopefully by next week we'll have a better idea who our offensive coordinator might be. Hopefully we can talk about that. But as of right now, it's wide open. But appreciate that, man. My boy Argo. What you about to say?
I haven't looked at the OCs at all.
Oh, man, it could be anybody. I have no idea. I mean, of course, there's certain candidates where it's more likely to be them, but there are so many options out there. And with as ugly as our situation is, where we're not even sure if Rivera is going to be our head coach in 2024, who knows what's about to happen? It is wide open. We can end up signing some no name that nobody's ever heard of. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I see it as Ron Rivera's like a rec league coach. He just brings all of his buddies along.
Oh, yeah, boy. That's why we're not the Commanders for no reason. Coaching staff and players. But appreciate that, Argo. Make sure you call back next week if you can, my boy.
I will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, see ya.
All right, man. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I muted the wrong thing. I see some debates in the chat about Chase Young and Montez Sweat, which side they should both play on. I'm definitely in the that's the music I hear when there's no callers. That's why I hate when I had the lines open and there's no call. This song sucks. That's what I hear right now. I'm sorry y'all had to hear that though, but that's what I always hear when I'm doing the call-in shows. I hate it. Oh, you're not talking about it, bro. That song is terrible to me. But Chase Young and Montez Sweat, to me, I feel like we should move them around. I feel like even sometimes if you rush Chase Young through like as like a defensive tackle, at the very least, do some what do they call the little when they cross paths. My brain is drawing a blank right now because I'm super offense. I've been offensive line all day. I've been offensive coordinator all week. Stunt. There we go. Stunts. Yeah, so at the very least stunt Chase Young inside, but I think even sometimes he should line up inside. Oh, thank you, AR. Thank you, Cave. I just figured it out too. Appreciate y'all though. But yeah, and just to let y'all know, if anybody that doesn't know, this is the Cowboys Commanders game, last game of the season with Sam Howell. I think there are certain places where they would be best at for the most part, but I think you need to move Chase Young all along the line. He is too big. You should be able to rush him from the interior. He should literally be down with both hands on the ground or one hand on the ground, going as a defensive tackle, 3-tech even, in my opinion. Sometimes, not all the time, not most of the time, but some of the time just to switch it up. But because I just think he's that athletic. I think he's that powerful. Now, granted, again, his main problem. He needs to improve his technique. He needs to improve all of that right now. He needs to improve hand usage, counters, pass rush plans. Once he does that, I think he's going to be deadly. But as of right now, offensive linemen that aren't even that good are able to kind of stonewall him on pass rush reps because they just know what he's going to do. They guess it ahead of time and they prepare for it. They literally practice it all week. I know Chase Young's going to do this, so let me practice against this all week, simulate it in practice, and when I play him, I'm good. Now, as far as going against the run, Chase Young is unstoppable. But that pass rush thing, guys, I'm pretty sure teams prefer to pass it against us with Chase Young and Montez Sweat than running against us. I think they should play all over, kind of like with Bama. That's what I'm saying. Move Chase Young around. He's too athletic. It'd be different if he wasn't so athletic. Chase Young finesse moves in 35 in Madden. Is it really? Because it probably should be. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Even if it is, if it isn't, it should be. Because that's his main problem. That's literally is what's stopping him from getting 15 sacks a season. He has everything else. He has the athleticism, the strength, the speed. Even at times he has the bend. He's really good at knocking the ball out of a quarterback's hands for strip sacks. The only problem is he just can't really get there to do it. And here lies the problem. No pass rush moves, no counters, no plans, no nothing. It's not. Okay, I'm about to say, even if it isn't, it should be, though, because that man, that's his biggest weakness. That's the only thing holding him back. Georgia head coach does the same. Yeah, my boy Glenn Schumann at defensive coordinator. I see a lot of people want to hire Todd Monken as an offensive coordinator for the Commanders. I would love Todd Monken as an offensive coordinator for Commanders, but then I would be really sad for my Georgia Bulldogs. I feel like we could all win if Georgia gets to keep Todd Monken, and then the Commanders just go out and sign a really good offensive coordinator, not named Todd Monken, and then I win both ways and I'm happy. But I think Todd Monken would be a really good offensive coordinator at the NFL level. Only problem is he does a lot of trickery NFL, college-y stuff. And you need to have the right quarterback for that. You're going to have you cannot just go out there with Taylor Heinicke and ask Todd Monken to make something shake. You're going to need to have good tight ends. You're going to your receivers don't have to be that great. You just need really good tight ends, good blocking tight ends that can also catch. And you need a quarterback that can use his legs and make tight window throws. And then Todd Monken got you from there. From there, Todd Monken can have you with a top 8 offense in the NFL, but you got to meet those criteria, and I'm not sure if we meet those just yet. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Todd Monken would get this offense and the pieces that we have. Granted, Sam Howell is easily more talented than Stetson Bennett. Love Stetson Bennett, but Sam Howell should be a better NFL quarterback than him, so that's an upgrade. Receiver wise, the Commanders receivers are way better than the Georgia receivers. I'm not gonna lie. It's just the tight ends. Georgia's tight ends are definitely better. Again, we're talking about college versus college and NFL versus NFL wise. Commanders definitely don't have the tight ends, but they have the better quarterback, supposedly, potential wise especially, and the better receivers, and you can argue the better running backs as well. So I just feel like Todd Monken may have to tweak some things, but if we could somehow get some great tight ends, or even just draft Darnell Washington this draft, if you got to trade back up, draft whoever we want in the first round, like Joey Porter or Broderick Jones, Christian Gonzalez, Paris Johnson Jr. Those are some of the top guys that I would go after. Draft one of those guys in the first, and then do whatever you got to do to trade back into the end of the first and get Darnell Washington at tight end. And then, hey, maybe Todd Monken will be like, you know what? That might actually be a pretty good job over there. Bro, they got all my Georgia Bulldogs over there. Todd Monken ain't coming here. Our tight ends are trash. We ain't got Darnell. That's what I'm saying. Draft Darnell. You can draft them. I got the Giants beating the Vikings. That is quite possible. The Vikings are probably the flimsiest team in the playoffs. Not the worst, because I feel like they could beat the Eagles and they can also lose to the Giants. They're the weirdest team. Coach Joe Gibbs had 3 tight end sets playing all the time, and we'll use sweep with 2 offensive linemen. I'm telling you, that's why our offense works so well in college right now. Georgia, Darnell Washington, Brock Bowers, the way that they can both block and receive, it just makes it literally uncoverable. Dolphins just got away with an egregious hole. I didn't even see it. Darnell Washington's like an extra tackle out there, bigger than Chase Young. Literally, it's really unfair. Honestly, Darnell Washington could move the tackle if he wanted to. He just prefers to be a tight end, which I'm happy about. Can we please get him? Because I'm warning y'all now. Darnell Washington is going to end up making a team very happy at the NFL level, and I want to be that team. I don't want people to overthink it and sleep on them. I'm telling y'all, I don't think people understand how much the Georgia offense runs through Darnell Washington. Even with Brock Bowers on the field, we run the Darnell Washington side as much as we can. He's literally another tackle. And what's his name? Brock Bowers is a really good blocker as well. Really, I mean, the day he's drafted, he's at the very least a top 8 blocker in the NFL. He's a really good blocker, and he's really fast. I think he's going to be a top 5 tight end when he hits the NFL. But he's not the blocker that Darnell Washington is. Darnell Washington is literally a tackle. Martin Mayhew wants that for our team now. I hope so, man. Let's get some good blocking tight ends, got some dual threats that can catch. I don't think Logan Thomas is going to survive cuts, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Chase Roulier gets cut. I think we may just give him one more year to prove if he can stay healthy and play well. If not, we'll see. Martin Mayhew wants that for our team. We need a solid left tackle more now than ever. See, for me, and I'll talk about this in my video, I think ideally, best case scenario, you either get like Orlando Brown in free agency or you draft Broderick Jones or Paris Johnson from Ohio State. You have them at left tackle. You move Charles Leno to right tackle. You move Samuel Cosmi to right guard. Chris Paul is probably going to be a starting left guard. And then we'll see what we can do with Chase Roulier, Tyler Larson, and Wes Schweitzer once again at center. Hopefully they can stay healthy. Preferably Chase Roulier can stay healthy. I think that's a really good offensive line right there, in my opinion. We got love Brock Bowers, but he's a suspect of blocker. I seen some stuff. What you doing? I think it's more technique than like strength. I think Brock Bowers is gonna end up being a really good blocker. I mean, remember he still has another year before he even comes out anyway. Put 5 on it for Rico, guys. Appreciate that, Carl Mitchell. Appreciate that. Now the Logan and Chase are getting cut. I think Chase is safer than Logan. I'm not going to lie. I think Chase, they may give him another year to see if he can stay healthy. But then again, the way Rivera and Martin Mayhew were talking about getting healthier at the offensive line position, and I think they even talked about the center position specifically. I don't know. He might be a little bit on the hot seat. And then Logan Thomas, I mean, I would like to keep him, but I just don't. How much money is Logan Thomas eating up right now? Let's go look at the cap space. Let's look at the Commanders cap space right now. How much money would cutting Logan Thomas save us? And I'm literally going to work on a video really soon about all of the players we can cut and how we can end up with the most cap space in the NFL. Logan Thomas right now, we would have cut him. We would save like $5 million. Yeah, I don't know if that's entirely worth it. I don't know. That's a tricky one. I don't know. It depends. If we have our eyes on somebody that we want, then I can understand it. But if you don't have anybody to spend that $5 million on, don't do it. Because like this past offseason, I felt it was weird that we were cutting guys like Matt Ioannidis and Tim Settle, and then we didn't even go out to spend that money anywhere for real. We ended up with like leftover cap space for no reason when we could have kept those guys. We could have brought back Eric Flowers, all of that. So I'm still kind of confused about that. Hopefully we don't make that same mistake. I think Logan Thomas will probably end up getting cut because they may want to use that money for somebody. Payne, Kamren Curl, Cole Holcomb, maybe a guy that's not even on our team yet, like in free agency. But if they don't have any ideas of who they want to spend that money on, I say don't do it. But we'll see. Give them one more year. First play of the season, I see it. Team needs a strong and fast physical linebacker. I agree. I want to go linebacker first 3 rounds somewhere. I feel like we should have gone linebacker first 3 rounds last year. They chose not to, though. And we still had the same problem. Cole Holcomb gets hurt. Jamin Davis got better, but Cole Holcomb gets hurt. Now we're right back to where we started with struggle linebacker play. Even though Khalid Hudson looked good against the Cowboys, I got to see it over long term to believe it. The Senators have been hurt 2 years in a row. Can no longer hope or wait on them being healthy. I agree. Talked about it in my video today. Chase Roulier, this is probably your last season. And even if we do go with Chase Roulier, I wouldn't be surprised if we got my boy Cedric Van Pran from Georgia to like in the 2nd round or something. Or maybe if he slides to the 3rd for some reason, we go ahead and draft a potential starting center that can learn behind him. Because who knows if he ends up getting hurt. I mean, at this point, it's safe to assume Chase Roulier may end up getting hurt because he's done it like 2-3 seasons in a row. This upcoming season is a lame duck season with new owner, new coach coming in. So I say Washington doesn't do anything. So you're hoping Washington doesn't spend a lot of money in free agency because we're gonna end up, lifting up the floorboards and starting all the way over anyway, cleaning house anyway. So might as well just save that money for the next offseason. I can see that, but I prefer to at least spend money on offensive line so Sam Howell can have the best opportunity at succeeding. But other than that, yeah, I don't necessarily say go crazy in free agency. I really want to, if anything, maintain the guys we have. I want to make sure we re-sign Daron Payne long-term, Kamren Curl long-term. I want to keep Cole Holcomb long-term, but not for a lot of money. I don't think he should reset the market at all. I think, honestly, he should go for very cheap, and that's why I want to keep Cole Holcomb because I think he could be a very cheap starter for us, even if he's not a high-end starter. So really, I just want to make sure we keep our guys. You may want to go ahead and pay Montez Sweat long term while you at it too. But yeah, if we can shore up this offensive line as far as outside free agents go, maybe get a linebacker, and then make sure we re-sign all of our guys long term, and then hit corner, linebacker, and maybe some more offensive linemen in the draft. I think that I'm happy with that. I agree. Cut Logan Thomas. He doesn't play. Rico, y'all center stand going back to Georgia, right? I don't know. You talking about Cedric Van Pran? I thought he was leaving out, but tomorrow's the deadline, right? I think the 16th is the deadline to declare. I know Broderick and McClendon declared. Yeah, bruh. It was hurting my heart. I was getting notifications left and right of everybody declaring. I got Darnell Washington. I got Jalen Carter. I got Keeley. I got Chris Smith. And I already knew they were leaving. I knew they were leaving before the season ended. But just seeing those notifications hit my phone was still hurting my heart left and right. Oh my, it hurt so much. I just hate to see him go. Crazy thing is though, and people are not going to believe me, but then again, people didn't believe me last year when I said that Georgia's going to be even better next year. I said that after we beat Bama in the championship. People were like, nah, I don't believe you. And my whole point was, yeah, the defense is going to take a step back, but the offense is going to be way better. My point this next season is, yeah, we're going to be better. We'll see about quarterback, but if we're talking top to bottom roster, next year's Georgia team is definitely going to be better. I think they're going to take a slight step forward defensively, even though I don't think anybody's as good as Jalen Carter. Nobody's as good as Jaden Carter on our defensive line as of right now. We'll see potentially. But our secondary is going to be better next year. Our linebacker group is going to be better next year for sure. And then Brock Bowers is only going to get better. Now, granted, there's no Darnell Washington, so that's going to hurt. But our receivers are going to be way better. Dominic and Ra that we got out of the transfer portal, better than probably any receiver we had on our team last year. And I love my boy AD. I love all of those guys, but those guys are coming into play. I mean, Dominic gave us fits when we played them earlier this season. But overall, I think Georgia's going to be better offensively and defensively. I don't think it's going to be this big leap. I'm not saying we're guaranteed three-peat, but I'm just saying we're going to be better next year than we were this past year, especially top to bottom depth. I mean, you saw we had true freshmen out there against TCU going crazy. Bear Alexander and Michael Williams and Malachi Stark, so back there in the safety, all of those guys are true freshmen that were starting against TCU, getting sacks, getting pressures, interceptions, all of that. Javon Bullard, even though he hurt himself, he had the 2 interceptions against TCU. I believe he's a sophomore, but I know for a fact we got him back next year. High second-round pick, I really want him. I love Chris Smith, too. I highly doubt he goes first round, but I think somebody's going to get a sleeper in him. I like A.D. Mitchell. First of all, he can't stay healthy, but Ra Thomas and Dominic are better than him. I love A.D. Mitchell. I absolutely love him. He's had some of the craziest plays Georgia's ever needed in the Alabama game and TCU, but he's not Ra and Dominic from what I've seen. Justin Herbert, second year in a row playoffs. Ron does not know how to scout. Chase Young is good, but can't stay in the field. I'm hoping he can stay healthy. Everybody 30 or older can go. Finley said the sale would be over soon and Bezos hasn't put over an offer. Yeah, I planned on doing a video on that soon. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Rico, where would he go? I don't know. I love my Georgia Bulldogs to death, but I'm scared to take a risk on Keely Ringo. He has the highest ceiling easily of this cornerback class. You can argue he has one of the highest ceilings of all time of any corner ever to hit the NFL. He's literally the same size and weight as Jalen Ramsey, just a little bit longer and maybe even faster. I mean, he literally, if you were to build a cornerback in a lab, it would be Keely Ringo. But he's so undisciplined mentally. He allows anybody to get anything underneath. You can be a sorry wide receiver. You can get a curl route all day. He's like, as long as I don't get beat. He has bad technique. He's undisciplined. Love Keely Ringo. Absolutely love him. Love everything he did for the Georgia Bulldogs. And that interception he got against Bama in the championship is probably my favorite Georgia player of all time. But Keely Ringo is just a little bit too raw for me to take him at 16, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody does, because I'm pretty sure when he goes to the combine and he has some of the best cornerback testing numbers of all time, somebody's going to end up taking him sooner than they probably should. These offensive linemen, corners, and safeties, and linebackers, and a kicker and a quarterback. He said, don't disrespect. Still think Washington needs a number one receiver, like a Mike Evans type, taller. Oh, so not necessarily a number one receiver, but a big guy, like a better Cam Sims, what you saying. Keely inconsistent, making me mad, and he ain't even on my team. Yeah, Keely Ringo, man. He'll shut down Buddy from TCU that only had 3 yards. He'll shut down Hyatt from Tennessee, and then he'll be getting burnt left and right by random receivers from Sanford State that I don't even remember their names. He's such a weird, I don't know if it's motivation, I don't know if it's discipline, I don't know if it's bad technique. I think it's a combination of all of it. Love Keely Ringo, love him, but boy, my commanders wise, I'm not too sure, especially not at 16. When's the last year of Del Rio's contract? That's a good question. I actually have no idea. Really have no idea. But yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream now. I will, again, I'm going to try to live stream every Sunday if I can, and we'll just check in about every random thing. Offensive coordinator, Sam Howell being the quarterback, offensive line being a priority in free agency, new ownership, all of that. Just want to check in every Sunday, even if it's only for like 30 minutes to an hour or something like that. He said, Rico, I got to work on some videos, man. I already have a few videos I need to work on, and then that recent report about Jeff Bezos, I may want to do that today or tomorrow. I got to see, but I'm working on as soon as I'm done live streaming, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my next video. But I'll see which one it is. I have so many tabs. I have a tab over here, like a window, Google Chrome window here, Google Chrome, all different videos I need to work on, mock drafts, all kind of stuff. So I got y'all, man. I will be back next Sunday, another call-in show and all of that. I appreciate everybody that pulled up. Thank you. Make sure you leave a like on the way out as well. Appreciate everybody that left a like on the stream. Appreciate everybody that donated to the stream. Really appreciate that. Who you want as offensive coordinator? I'm actually really down for Pat Shurmur. Originally, I wasn't super down for Pat Shurmur, but then when I worked on my video and I looked into his history and all of the quarterbacks that he's gotten his hands on and how they've had their best seasons with him, I think that Sam Howell under Pat Shurmur would be electric. I think that would be a great idea. Plus, it also kind of is more realistic. That just seems like the type of guy Ron Rivera would want to bring in. Of course, best case scenario, I would love a young, bright offensive mind like a Sean McVay or something, or you know what I'm saying, like one of those. I want like a young, really smart, innovative guy that's gonna call crazy plays, like how the Chiefs spun in circles, spun in circles before the play that they called. I want all of that. I want flea flickers. I want double reverses. I want all of that. I would love Ryan Day, but he's not coming up here. Ryan Day is not leaving what he got in Ohio State. He knows he's just one kick away from winning a national title. Literally, he's not leaving. Pat Shurmur, he's only good at QB development. I can't really argue against that, but again, this season, I wouldn't necessarily go all the way to say it's a lame duck season, but I think it is a trial and error sacrifice season where just try stuff. And I would love Pat Shurmur to come in, and if at the very least he develops Sam Howell to be in a top 15 quarterback, I don't care how bad he calls plays, because I would love to make the playoffs next year. But for me, not gonna lie to you, I think my primary focus is 2024 with a new owner, a new head coach, and we'll see what happens. Maybe even another offensive coordinator. I just want Pat Shurmur to get his hands on Sam Howell, develop him, and if Sam Howell doesn't work, then you can go get Caleb Williams, Drake May, whoever you want, Ken Ewers, any of those guys. But I can't argue against the fact that he's not a great play caller, because I mean, hey, but he is a good QB developer, and I'm down to at least try that. I'm down to try it. And again, I think the main reason that I like it, one of the main reasons, is because it's realistic. Because I already know Ron Rivera's not going with a smart, young, innovative guy who would be my favorite option, but I already know we're not doing that. So out of all of the older guys, I think I prefer like a Pat Shurmur. First of all, I mean, nobody's going to want to go from being offensive coordinator for another team to coming over here to be one, unless you just think, oh, okay, new owner, maybe I can get a promotion to be the head coach after Rivera gets fired. Maybe there's that, but I don't know. But yeah, I would just give Pat Shurmur a chance to see what he could do with Sam Howell as far as developing him, and then we'll see how it goes. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, and I will catch y'all next week with a live stream. I'm gonna catch y'all today with another video. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow with more videos. Y'all see, I'm putting out like 2 to 3 videos every day because there's so much stuff to talk about. Every time some breaking news happens, I gotta push the other videos I have already in line back to report that. So now I'm gonna catch y'all to later today with another video, tomorrow with more videos, and next Sunday with the same live stream like we did today with the call-in show. I appreciate y'all. Leave a like on the way out. I appreciate all the support, and yeah, I'll catch y'all later, man. Appreciate